When I was very little, I began drawing right off. I can't remember a time when I have not been drawing and painting. And at first I initiated it like a child. I drew on the sheets, on the walls, on the floors, and my dad said, no, 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 you draw on paper. And he would bring home papers from the print shop where he worked.
Ashley came into the world of children's book illustration as a 5-year-old, making books at school. As he said, I was the creator, I was the publisher, I was the distributor, I was the salesperson.
So all through the early years, 10, 11, I was developing in drawing. Now that also is the time of the Great Depression. And the government founded what they call the WPA, the Works Progress Administration. And they employed artists to teach in communities throughout the country. My parents, who could provide clothes, food, and shelter, they couldn't pay for art classes or music classes, but they sent all of us to the free classes. Boy, did I get encouragement. I tell the children, you need encouragement to grow. If you don't get it at home, knock on your neighbor's door. If they don't, just knock on the next one. Keep knocking on doors till one of them opens up and encourages you. Because the things that you are doing which are creative, that's how you grow. And you must get past every obstacle. Keep going until you get that encouragement. Children need encouragement. In each of my books, I'm drawing upon what has been offered to me from the culture and art of the world. And I vary my approach for what the text is asking me. And I'm drawing upon some source of the literature of the art of the world. So if I come upon a story that I like, say, from Zambia, that was a Rhodesia once in Africa, and it's about a blackbird, beautiful blackbird. And the translation says, the birds of Africa were all colors of the rainbow. When they met together, Ringdove asked all the birds, who is the most beautiful? Ringdove says, and he asked that question, all of them chant out, Blackbird is the most beautiful. How very black he is. I didn't need any more than that one line from that to develop Beautiful Blackbird, the story. I had grown up with black as a lousy color. In the folk tales where black comes into it, you come last, that's all that's left. That's what you get. Here was a story celebrating black. So that's how I did Beautiful Blackbird.
In the last 40 years, there has been a superb body of literature dealing with the African American experience. And yes, Ashley is but a part of that, but I think he is also one of the pioneers, and those stories that he has told, particularly with the African and the Caribbean legacies, are, one hopes, are stories that people will be able to go back to. They're timeless.
Well, I was growing up in New York. My sister, the older of the two, I was very close to, and we would walk the streets and pick up things that people had thrown out and recreate them. Taking something that's cast off, that has no value, people think, it's useless, and finding a way of bringing it back in another form. So when I have walked the shores here and I pick up shells, bones, driftwood, glass, that people who walk the shores will do, I could just pick them up as people don't have a bowl. When I put two shells together and put a barnacle for the eye, it was an African mask. That's how it began. When I did that puppet, I then looked at a piece of driftwood and I said, that's a mask. Or if I added this piece or that piece to it, that could be a mask.
Those of us who have had the pleasure and the privilege of hearing Ashley read a story, recite a poem, where he will get an entire audience chanting, stomping, singing, whether it's Langston Hughes or an African poem or Nikki Giovanni, whoever it may be. He understands, having his own musical background, he understands the music of poetry, and so he's been able to convey that to his readership.
It is a beautiful evening, calm and free. The holy time is quiet as a nun, breathless with adoration. The broad sun is sinking down in its tranquility. A Wordsworth sonnet. The poetry and the spirituals they're the heart of my life, you know. That's how I survive. I look to the sun that rises, to a tree, to a flower, to another person. I look out the window, I see somebody walking by. I say, oh, that's how you do it. One foot goes and then another foot. You know, it seems so exciting. And never losing that delight in what is taken for granted. So in very simple ways, I try to return and to hold on to what is this? The spirit of the child. Never lose the child within you. I wake up each morning reminding myself of the spirit of excitement, of adventure and discovery of the child. I feel as long as I can keep that in me, I have no age.